It's my pleasure to welcome you to your number one character education channel. This is the 90th episode in our series, Responsibility. Today, I'd like to share a quote from Martin Luther King Jr. It says, "You are not only responsible for what you say, but also for what you do not say." Wow, this is such a balanced quote. It means that before you speak, you should think of the consequences of what you have to say. And so, if it is not necessary to speak, what to do is to keep quiet. But this quote also says that there are times you have to speak, because it says you are not only responsible for what you say, but also for what you do not say. So there are times when you need to speak out because silence is consent. Now, when you see people doing something wrong, you should speak out. When you see somebody that is being bullied, you should speak to the bully. Ask the bully to stop. When you see somebody vandalizing public property, you should ask the person to stop. When you see any form of oppression going on anywhere, you should speak out. Ask the oppressor to stop, or at least report to a higher authority that can stop the oppressor. If you fail to speak at such moments, you will be held responsible. It means you gave moral support for that injustice to happen. So, you will be held responsible for what you say. When you say things that you ought not to say, you will also be held responsible when you fail to speak up when you ought to speak. Ensure that you take responsibility for what you say and what you do not say. Thank you for your time today.